So, season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett is coming out, and a popular Hollywood director has something to say about it. Now, Joe Johnston, I've enjoyed a lot of his work in the past. Not super duper loved it. Like Jurassic Park 3 was one of the weakest in the entire series, and Captain America: The First Avenger is my least favorite Captain America movie. But it's what blossomed my love for the character Captain America up until Winter Soldier. Everyone thought I was pathetic for him being my favorite Avenger, and they were making fun of me, saying he's not cool, he's pathetic. Then Winter Soldier showed that he could be way incredible. But Joe Johnston really is responsible for me falling in love with the character. So I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for Joe Johnston. But let's see what he has to say about Boba Fett. He would never have revealed Boba Fett's face. And yes, that's a big problem with what I had with what the Mandalorian as a whole did with revealing their faces. There's an air of mystery that needs to be around it. And I know actors' contracts and all that, they've got to show their pretty faces. Just playing for voiceover in that case. But that is an opinion that I agree with and think should be addressed. I don't like Boba Fett taking off his helmet. It gets rid of the mystery that made his character so appealing in the original trilogy. He was this enigma and this stoic, frightening fear that no one knew anything about. And that was what attracted people to his character. So by this new interpretation of Boba Fett's character in the Boba Fett, they've erased everything that people loved about that character. And this isn't against the actor. I love that actor. He did great in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and from his short appearance in The Mandalorian. Totally okay with him as an actor. He did a great job. Glad he's getting money. It's not against him. But I don't agree with Disney's portrayal of Boba Fett. I'm not a fan, and that's a big thing with Disney is they don't understand what made these characters, these Star Wars characters, compelling and cool to a lot of young fans. And they're just like, oh, you see Boba Fett helmet, you give me money. And that seems to be the extent of their thought process when, ooh, this little shape, you like this green shape? I'll give you green shape. That's not a way to approach a creative endeavor. Captain America: The First Avenger, director Joe Johnston, who is also the visual effects art director of The Empire Strikes Back. Oh, I did not know that. That is actually really cool. So he helped the creation of Boba Fett to an extent, at least. So yeah, he definitely is entitled to an opinion on this. Detailed that he would never reveal Boba Fett's face in The Mandalorian and the upcoming Book of Boba Fett series. Totally agree. It came during an interview with the New York Times about Boba Fett, where he recalled how Boba Fett's iconic suit was originally envisioned to be a new Super Trooper armor. Oh, that's kind of cool. However, the cost of the armor was going to be too expensive, so Lucas decided to have one suit of the armor and make the character a bounty hunter. It's kind of cool to hear these stories about the original trilogy and how they were made and how money constraints created some of the coolest and most memorable aspects of the series. And that's why you got to be more creative in certain financial confines, not creative confines like political confines, but money confines can really force you to be more creative and can create a lot of cool stuff. Like, I don't think he should have been a Super Trooper. It worked out better the way it did, so it's cool to see how money affects that. George said we couldn't afford an army of Super Troopers. We got this new suit. Let's make him a bounty hunter. Okay, does sound cool. The backstory of Boba Fett's isn't new information. Johnston revealed the character's inception in an interview with StarWars.com to sell. Great, Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary. George wanted a new trooper. Yep. Just repeating himself a little bit there. Not a fan of repeating. Too expensive. Yep, still. Yep, still repeating. As for who Boba Fett is, he's a sort of a bad guy. He's not on the Empire side and he's not on the Rebel side. He's a free agent. He goes around the galaxy arresting people and bringing them back to justice or bringing them back to Jabba the Hutt or whatever. He's a mercenary. He'd do anything for money. And that's why I don't really like him taking over Jabba's throne either. That is very much against his mentality. He's not a ruler. He's a rogue. You don't want to see Han Solo become president or chancellor of the New Republic. Doesn't make sense with his skill sets. Same deal with Boba Fett. He should kind of be how the Mandalorian started, just be a dude wandering around taking bounties, and that's what the Book of Boba Fett should have been. I'm not really a big fan of him taking the throne either. He's neither hero nor a villain. You can hire Boba Fett to do whatever you want. Yeah, and it's that kind of clouded morality or this gray area that Boba Fett and Mandalorian was supposed to inhabit. It's a very interesting story development that could have been taken place. It's the same thing with like The Witcher in the original story. Is there's morality and conflict within Geralt, but at the end of the day, Witchers and him as a whole would just wander around getting paid to take care of people's problems and even do some things that people would look down upon. In The Witcher 3, Geralt did some assassinations. Like, not a wholly good dude. And that characterization of Boba Fett could have been a lot more interesting if they had kept that consistent with how it was in Empire Strikes Back. Oh yeah, he directed Jumanji. He's great. He's great in that. Never shown his face. I've never had an actor underneath where he takes off the helmet and you see who it is. I think that eliminates a lot of mystery, like I was saying before. Before the helmet comes off, he could be anyone. And that really helps the gray aspect of it. If we don't even know who he is, he's even more gray and a little bit more ethereal to begin with. So yeah, it takes away a lot of what people liked about the character in the upcoming show. It will feature fast flashbacks. Oh God, please no flashbacks. Well, we can't say much, but it's going to see his past and where he's been since The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, I kind of want to know how he survived, so that type of flashback I'm okay with. But yeah, I don't want to fill in Boba Fett's story any more than Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars already did. Yep, just a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Alright, that looks like it's it. So yeah, Boba Fett should never look like this. The Mandalorian should never look like this. It takes away the ethereal, mystical aspect of what made their characters so intriguing and interesting, and Disney doesn't understand that. And it's pride, to be honest. Actors want to show their faces, and I don't 100% blame them for that, but Pedro Pascal, I kind of blame him for that. He's had a lot of shit recently, so I'm okay with saying that. But, no. Disney doesn't understand complicated characters. They don't understand that characters can be different and interesting in ways that aren't hero archetypes or woke archetypes. Boba Fett was cool because we didn't know anything about him. And they can't connect those two things. They just see, ooh, he wearing green armor, you give me money. And that's the whole thing about corporatizing entertainment that I have a problem with, because it leads to money over creativity. And as a creative myself, that seems very disheartening to see that type of approach to incredible characters like Boba Fett used to be. If you want to watch Boba Fett, that's on you. I'm not really interested. Yeah. Gina Carano, that whole situation killed my interest in Disney Star Wars beyond what The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker had already done. So I'm not going to watch that, but if any of you do end up watching it and want to let me know in the comments below what you think, I'd like to see if they actually do justice to the character of Boba Fett. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.